Visit us today.
Water, nature's ultimate cleaner. We drink it, we bathe in it. Think water, think steam, think clean. Now harness the power of water with the H2O X5 5-in-1 steam cleaning system.
I'm so impressed with the X5.
It's an all-in-one product. I can use it throughout my entire house.
It's cleaning, it's sanitizing. There's no chemicals in it. It's just steam.
This is unbelievable. There is no more odor.
You could spend over $500 to purchase the products that the X5 5-in-1 Miracle replaces. Order your H2O X5 steam cleaning system, a $500 value, for just 4 easy payments of $43. Order now and we'll upgrade your X5 package. We'll add a 6th mode with a dusting and polishing wand. Valued at over $30, this extra bonus attachment makes your H2O X5 the H2O X6. That means your 10-piece system becomes a 12-piece system at no extra cost to you. All for just 3 easy payments of $43. Call or click right now.
When disaster strikes, we don't see damage, we see an opportunity to give back, help others, and take care of what matters most. I'm Samuel with U.S. Disaster Restoration. We are more than just a company. We are your local family-owned restoration team, dedicated to restoring hope and rebuilding lives after every disaster. Whether it's fire, water, mold, or trauma, we serve our communities and local businesses with faith, wisdom, honesty, through teamwork and positive attitude.
Today's Daily Pledge is proudly sponsored by Delta Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's Daily Pledge is proudly sponsored by Delta Roofing.
Coming up this morning on Daybreak, school season is almost here. What parents and kids are saying with just a bit of summer left. Then the heat is getting intense, what some restaurants are doing to keep cool. These stories and more this morning on Daybreak.
This is Ozarks First News, Daybreak.
Good morning, everyone, and I hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. Thank you for joining us. It is a Monday, August 10th. I am Stoker Wieczorek, and Carissa is not here. She's got the day off. She's taking a little time away from work, but for now, yeah, good for her. Good for her.
Good for her. Yeah, good for her.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. Well, as you can see, to start our day off, we have Tom Schmidt here.
That's right.
We're supposed to look at our weather. Is the heat making you this way, Tom?
Yeah, a little surly, I tell you. That's right. Okay, looking at the Lake of the Ozarks right now. It's going to be warm. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sunny. A little bit of rain this morning to start off the day up in Lake of the Ozarks and other parts of central Missouri. That's going to go away and leave behind a hotter and muggier afternoon for you. So a little bit of rain activity wrapping up across parts of central Missouri. And then we're going to find this be the case a couple of times throughout the week. Probably some rain showers and storms, mainly northern and northeastern Missouri. At times they'll come into central Missouri. Elsewhere, though, southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, not a drop of rain expected at all this week. But we're going to find periods of these rain showers come through, and while it might provide temporary relief, it's not going to help the overall picture. Lake Ozark, though, Eldon up to Jefferson City and Columbia, Versailles, seeing some rain showers and storms. They're wrapping up. They're fading away this morning. It goes away by 9 o'clock. And then we're looking at sunny and hot weather through the day today. Temperature's going to be in the middle 90s. 96 in Springfield, mostly sunny. And it's going to feel pretty humid out there, too. We have a hot weather warning in the purple and a heat advisory in the orange. It's going to last through Wednesday, but the heat lasts all week long. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. And later in the show, we're going to talk about what is the best temperature to set your thermostat. Tom, he sets it as his at 78 degrees, but he says it doesn't feel too bad, honestly. He's asking you on his Facebook page, so if you want to leave a comment, there's a chance your response could be featured at the end of our newscast here. And it's the kind of summer heat that can make even a few minutes outside feel like a lot. As Tom mentioned earlier, you saw those heat advisories there. But for restaurant workers, the patio is part of the job.
The best way to keep them cool is just trying to minimize how long they're actually outside. We try to bring them inside as much as possible. We usually close one of our patios to keep them inside. We also have Gatorade, ice cream, ice pops, everything in the back for our servers.
Management at Broadway Oyster Bar says they're making changes to limit how much time employees spend in the heat. That can mean closing parts of the patio and even moving live music inside.
Usually when it reaches over 95 to 96 degrees, we really try to cut back on the south patio where we do our live music and stuff.
Many restaurants are also making sure workers are not pulling double shifts in this heat. All right, it's now time for your morning traffic report. We're going to take a look here at Kimbrough and Grand. I don't see anything happening here, so pretty smooth sailing as far as we can see. We got no incidents at this time to report. It's all thanks to your good driving. We'll keep a look at these conditions throughout the morning to help you guys plan out your day. Just about 2 weeks left of summer fun for most of the kids here in the Ozarks. What some families are saying before going back into the classroom. With mixed emotions, kids are getting ready to head back to school. Some are returning as early as this week. Now, for students like Anna Self, she will participate in cross country and cheer. She says being an 8th grader means staying organized and ready to keep her grades up. Her mom, Robin, echoes that.
I've been practicing sports a lot this summer to get ready for school and just like planning out things so that I'm not overstimulated from stuff.
8th grade is a great time to figure out how you can balance that with your grades, because those are important to us as a family as well.
Stephanie Amador is preparing for her son Alessandro to start 7th grade and her daughter Adeline to start 4th grade. She says the hardest part will be getting everyone used to those early mornings again.
I'm not ready to wake up early again, you know, having ready, having to be arguing with them. Yeah. Come on, hurry up, let's go. But I mean, kind of excited for them to, you know, to learn more things.
Kids say they're eager to get back to those core subjects. British Columbia, meanwhile, is declaring a state of emergency as a wildfire forces more than 20,000 people to evacuate. More than 100 fires are burning across the province. And the Bald Range wildfire was the first reported on Friday night and grew about 19 miles within hours. Officials have not determined how many homes have been destroyed. And turning to national news, the Senate confirmed Todd Blanche as the new U.S. Attorney General. The chamber voted 50-49 early today to approve President Trump's former personal lawyer to the role. Two Republicans, Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, joined all Democrats in opposing him. Blanche's confirmation came after a contentious fight over his loyalty to the president. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin called the confirmation a serious mistake, saying the country needs an attorney general above reproach. And the Senate passed the short-term spending bill to avoid a federal government shutdown. The measure was approved in an overnight vote this morning and keeps agencies funded through December 11th. Now, it generally maintains current funding levels with several exceptions negotiated with the White House. It comes after 2 historic shutdowns over the past year, and lawmakers are eager to avoid another shutdown during the campaign season. The bill now heads to the House before it can reach President Trump's desk. Meanwhile, the Senate has overwhelmingly approved a sweeping new sanctions package targeting Russia and Iran. The bill is named for the late Senator Lindsey Graham, who died last month. He was a strong supporter of Ukraine, and it includes expanded sanctions targeting Iran and countries helping Russia evade existing sanctions. Tariffs could also rise up to 100% on countries buying Russian energy. And coming up, a look at the country-wide drill that took place in Taiwan and what possible scenario it's preparing their military citizens and citizens for.
At Least of These, we serve more than 1,200 families every month across Southwest Missouri. For many families, life has simply become harder. Rising costs, unexpected setbacks, and difficult seasons can leave people struggling to keep up. Together, we can make sure that more families have the support and hope that they need to move forward. Visit leastofthese.org to donate, volunteer, or learn more today.
At Springfield Kia, we know summer is made for road trips, weekend getaways, and late night drives. If you've been thinking about a new SUV, the Kia Sportage is your best option. So stop by and check one out today. And right now, you can get 0% APR financing for 48 months on a new 26 Sportage, or lease one for just $249 a month for 24 months. No hidden fees, no surprises, just straight up savings. At Springfield Kia, we really do make it easy for you.
I've always been drawn to the idea that the law is the great equalizer.
Everything was stress-free. He was out to provide me the best service he possibly could. I would most definitely recommend him.
The law offices of Brian Musgrave and the staff that work for me focus on client customer service because we feel that everyone deserves dignity and respect.
Hi, I'm Randy, Executive Director of Missouri 811.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
Missouri law requires you to submit a locate request before you dig, even for small projects. Once submitted, we notify the utility companies near your dig site so they can mark their underground lines. You will receive status updates by email, and once all utilities have responded, you can dig with confidence. Safety is in your hands. Contact Missouri 811 before you dig.
Taiwan holds its annual war games this weekend, and hundreds of military service members and citizens are taking part in an annual drill to prepare in case the worst happens, an invasion by China. Jeff Paul has more from Taipei, Taiwan.
The annual war games here in Taiwan are well underway, testing this island's readiness for a potential invasion by Chinese forces. But this year, the drills are far more realistic and much more intense. It's a scenario rooted in reality. Taiwan is attacked by neighboring China, and its forces must protect the Asian Pacific island of 23 million people.
We step up our training activities, conducting repeated drills through unplanned, irregular, and no-notice scenarios.
The annual drills are meant to examine Taiwan's readiness amid growing Chinese pressure.
You're seeing more and more Chinese warships, Chinese warplanes moving around Taiwan.
China-Taiwan analyst Sung Wen-Ti says this year is less about performative displays of firepower and more about improving combat capabilities.
You are seeing a new degree of seriousness in Taiwan defense preparation you haven't seen in quite a while.
Civil preparedness is tested too, like here in the city of Kaohsiung. And just like that, one of the largest cities here in Taiwan coming to a standstill. You can hear the warning sirens going off, basically telling people to get inside and take shelter. It is a drill meant to prepare everyone here on this island for the possibility of an incoming air attack. Taiwan knows its defense can't solely rely on its soldiers. Everyone has a role to play.
It feels like a little bit scared, but after that, we know it's like the very secure.
However, the U.S. is currently stalling on a massive $14 billion arms package to Taiwan. After a visit to China in May, President Trump called the defense deal a, quote, very good negotiating chip with Beijing. Later this week, for the first time ever, Taiwan will intentionally throttle internet services for certain portions of the island. The idea is to test people's communication skills in the event of a major attack. In Taipei, Taiwan, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
The U.S. Defense Department is reportedly trying to accelerate timelines on getting munitions produced. This is because of how much they were used in the Iran war. A Washington Post report says the Pentagon is pushing defense contractors to speed up their manufacturing of U.S. weapons systems as stockpiles are decreasing. The report states that the Pentagon said in a memo it wants leaders to have, quote, more aggressive delivery schedules and increased production for critical capabilities. The Department of Defense has put contractors on a 21-day notice to submit plans to achieve those aims. And officials say the U.S. military has been utilizing some systems, including missiles, faster than manufacturers can replace them. A Pentagon spokesperson says the U.S. has what it needs for President Trump to conduct military operations. And Iran is setting tough new conditions for reopening the Strait of Hormuz, keeping a deal with the U.S. out of reach. Now, Iran says that the U.S. must end the war, lift sanctions, release frozen assets, and withdraw its military from the region. Now, meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates says an Iranian missile targeted one of its commercial ships in the Strait on Saturday. No one was killed in that attack. Oman, which is mediating the talks, says negotiations are continuing in a positive and constructive atmosphere. Well, still to come later in the show, a Kansas teen is being recognized for her creativity. The prize one Midwest teen got for showing off her unique dress she created. But first, before that, we want to go to meteorologist Tom Schmidt for a check on this basically copy and paste weather.
Yeah, just about. One hot day to the next. That's where we're going this week. Looking outside now at Table Rock Lake. Things looking sunny outside. Going to be a sunny day all day today. A few clouds to the north, a little bit of rain up there too. That's going away. The sun comes out, temperatures bump up. We'll take a look at that forecast next.
Join the fun with Maddie Conklin, only on Unscripted.
Marshfield Chevrolet is proud to celebrate 100 years in business, serving generations of drivers with hometown values and trusted service. Thank you for being part of our story. Marshfield Chevrolet, driving you forward since 1926.
Will Social Security be there for me? How can I maximize my benefits? Hi, this is Joe Latour with Latour Asset Management. These are just a few of the questions baby boomers are asking. Because while claiming benefits can seem simple, we feel it is wise to examine the different filing options. So we're offering an hour-long event that can shed light on some of the strategies on how and when to file for your benefits.
To RSVP, call 788-6357 or visit our events page at latourasset.com.
Does a lake life sound like a dream, but you don't know where to start? Here at Kelly Sport, we help you and your family find the right boat and, most importantly, educate you on how to make memories that'll last a lifetime. Because what's the point of owning a boat if you don't know how to use it? We're not just another marina, we're your boating family. Our legacy is our people, our family, but most importantly, yours. Please join us today. We'd love to have you as part of the Kelly Sport family.
This back to school, no need for math. With our lowest price guarantee at Shoe Carnival. No bargain hunting, no price comparing, no number crunching. Just the lowest prices on everything in store, like Adidas, New Balance, Crocs, and must-have brands up to 30% off. So save the math for pizza night. Hurry into Shoe Carnival today for our lowest price guarantee, where back to school always adds up to saving.
I'm Aaron Sachs. I've spent decades helping injured Missourians get back on their feet.
And I'm Will Sachs. I grew up watching him do it. Now I get to fight alongside him.
If you've been injured, we'd love to help.
Call the Sachs family. We've got your back.
The Ozarks First Storm Tracker, taking you closer to severe weather than ever before, giving you a real-time view of what's happening now. The Ozarks First Storm Tracker, sponsored by Multiply Credit Union. Join the fun with Jeremy Rabe, only on Unscripted.
Righty, folks, looking at Beaver Lake this morning. Things are hot and sunny, a little muggy to get your day started outside. A lot of sunshine coming in. Should be a nice looking day. Now, the good news is there's also a little bit of a breeze out there. So if you're outside enjoying the cup of coffee on the patio, it'll actually feel okay. A little warm. Yeah, you can't get around that, but at least there's a breeze to keep things moving around a little bit. 73 in Springfield, 79 up at Lake Ozark, 77 Branson, 76 in Harrison, 74 in Mountain Grove. Winds are out of the south now, about 10 miles an hour. And we'll find a steady breeze, 10 to 15 miles an hour from the southwest through the day today. So that, again, that's going to keep the air from becoming too stagnant. But it's going to be hot, no way to get around it. Middle 90s today, about 95 or 96 in Springfield. The UV index will be highest around the middle of the day. You'll burn pretty fast today in the middle of the day. For the late afternoon, early evening, of course, the burn factor goes down. We'll find temperatures, though, middle 90s with heat index values around 105, and that's going to be the case through the work week. We actually have an extreme heat warning for the counties in purple through Wednesday, and the heat advisory also through Wednesday for the counties in orange. These may be extended. They probably will be as we go to the end of the week and even into the weekend, as hot weather is going to be around through and through. Now, with the heat, we're not going to be bone dry across the entire area. I think southern Missouri, northern Arkansas, it will be bone dry. Not a drop of rain there. Central Missouri, Highway 54 northward, will have chances of rain, several of them, as they go through the work week today. It's not going to change the big picture, though. The heat dome is still large and in charge. But this morning, we are seeing some rain showers and storms rumble and tumble through central Missouri. Those are now wrapping up, and as they wrap up, they're going to dry out and get pretty hot. But there is going to be this kind of storm track that stays generally across northern Missouri and northeastern Missouri, across southern Iowa and Illinois. And at times will be rain that tries to press in to central Missouri from Lake of the Ozarks towards Rolla, towards Clinton and Truman Lake area. Might find some rain showers there. But the big picture is we're going to stay hazy, hot, and humid with occasional glancing blows of rain to our north and to our northeast all week long. Generally, the heat dome stays in charge, giving us a slim chance of rain at times for the next 7 days. Might find a little rain shower clip our northern counties, but that'd be just about it. Where the drought is starting to come back a little bit, we're looking at dry weather starting to build in. Southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. Had some rain Thursday, Friday that helped us out, but after a week like this, it's probably going to be taken up a notch or two for that drought. 96 degrees today and sunny, hot and humid. Tonight, middle 70s, muggy start to out the door tomorrow morning. Tuesday, more of the same, middle to upper 90s. Feels like the low 100s. Tomorrow night, mid to upper 70s, warm in the nights. Wednesday, 97. A couple hundreds out there too, northwest of I-44. And it's going to be like that, not just the next 3 days, but the next 7 days. Upper 90s to near 100. Hot and sticky. It's the dog days of summer.
Yeah, I can't believe we're sticking around in the mid to upper 70s for the night. You probably don't want to leave your windows open, you know.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Unless you do good with the warmth, but I don't know.
That's a little too warm, right? I mean, 75 plus for an overnight temperature, that's warm. That's part of the reason why we have the extreme heat warning in play for counties north of I-44 is because we're not really going to cool down at night.
Yeah.
And that's a factor. That goes into the whole heat advisory type, but when they issue those, that goes into account.
Pretty much a 20-degree difference day to night for like the entire week, and that's it.
Yeah, that's about right.
Wow.
A little muggy and pretty hot.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, car lovers in Puerto Rico are taking a step back in time this weekend to enjoy vintage dune buggies and automobiles. The third edition of the Grand Antique and Classic Car Show was held at Hiram Bithorn Stadium in San Juan. Auto buffs and collectors checked out more than 500 classic, antique, and exotic vehicles. Crowd pleasers like red Mustangs and Maseratis shared the space with old Jeeps and other American classics. And that event also featured a racetrack for drivers to showcase the vehicle's powerful engines. And organizers said they were happy with the turnout and they promised to hold the show again next year. That's pretty nice, you know, both the old and the new. You'd want a little bit of that in a car show, right?
Yeah, they always do. You know, even here, I was out Saturday at the Route 66 Festival, and they always have a good mix.
Yeah.
The new cars and also a lot of old cars, too.
That was nice to see. Yeah, and right here at home. You know, we have that one, and it's the center of town was shut down for...
Yeah, it was.
What is it, Friday and Saturday, right? But it didn't go into Sunday, am I right?
I don't know. There may have been some events on Sunday.
Yeah.
The car show was just Friday, Saturday. I know that.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
There you go. But cars everywhere, not just here in the U.S. I guess Puerto Rico's a territory of the U.S.
Yes.
But, yeah, international attention.
Cool stuff, indeed. Well, Spider-Man Brand New Day has earned more than $1.5 billion worldwide in just 10 days. That puts it on a trajectory to be among the biggest blockbusters ever. It only took the film a week to become the highest grossing movie of the year, easily displacing Toy Story 5. Meantime, The Odyssey also crossed the $1 billion threshold in its fourth weekend. I got to watch both of those, Tom. Very interesting movies.
Yeah, what did you... Now, they're kind of a little different. One's like Marvel superhero stuff. The other one's Greek mythology.
Exactly.
Was there one that you would recommend having seen both? Or which one did you like better?
Oh, you know, that's a good question because whenever I personally thought they were both really cool. The Odyssey, I hear everyone saying it's so loud. Like, and it is really loud. I go into the theater and it's just like they have a few things in there where it's like, yeah, I mean, they'd have to have it loud, but like, wow, it just shakes your soul. Okay. And then I watched the Spider-Man movie. It was really nice, Tom.
Okay, I've heard good reviews about both, and they're both killing it at the box office.
Yes.
So I guess if you're going to go see a movie, it's either one of those two.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, try it out, right? We have more news to share with you, so don't forget to follow us on social media wherever you like to scroll. We know you'll be doing it during the break. And also don't forget to download our apps and check out our website, ozarksfirst.com.
What does $7 get you at Sonic? The real question is, what doesn't it get you? Enjoy a full meal plus premium chicken bites for just $7. Live free, eat Sonic.
Carissa Cordell, weekday mornings on Ozarks First.
Two big guests, one big night on News Nation. Bill O'Reilly joins Leland Vittert live. Then, former Congressman Mike Rogers joins Katie Pavlich to discuss his Michigan Senate run against Abdul El Sayed. Tonight, starting at 9/8 Central, only on News Nation. See for yourself why News Nation is the fastest growing network in all of television. Diverse voices, fresh perspectives, with respect for all of us. Only on News Nation. News for all Americans.
Those four walls got you down? Let us help. Mobility City is your go-to store for scooters, wheelchairs, and more. Come see our huge selection of scooters, lift recliners, power chairs, hospital beds, ramp systems, hitch lifts, and more. All at the best prices available. Mobility City is also Southwest Missouri's leader in repairs and rentals, and we can come to you, solving Southwest Missouri's mobility needs one customer at a time. Find us on the corner of Fremont and Battlefield.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. When you're looking for new appliances, Menards is the place to shop. You'll find an excellent selection, the best prices, and top brands ready to take home today. Whether it's for a laundry room or kitchen, big or small, you'll be sure to find an appliance that fits your lifestyle. Save over $1,000 on this stainless refrigerator after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Welcome to Quarles Supply in Bolivar and Kubota of Lebanon, where we make it simple to buy a new Kubota. Like the Kubota L2502, the #1 selling tractor in America, known for its affordability and durability. From Kubota skid steer loaders to mowers to utility vehicles, Kubota tractors are known for their affordability and durability. Remember, at Quarles Supply in Bolivar and Kubota of Lebanon, we make it simple to buy a new Kubota.
Rapid Ship Republic, building relationships one package at a time.
Looking for kitchen replacement parts? Come to Arctic Food Equipment.
Welcome back. A Kansas teen's creativity has secured her a scholarship. Emma Fankhauser used duct tape to make a Constitution-inspired dress. The sticky gown won the Red, White, and Made by You award in the annual Stuck Prom Scholarship Contest. Emma says she's got her knack for, excuse me, for fashion from her mom.
Mom would always have me enter in the sewing project, and initially it was just her wanting me to work on various pajama pants or whatever. But at a certain point, I started to do stuff on my own.
Emma says her dress was made out of 9 rolls of tape, and it took her 81 hours to complete. Some Gen Z job applicants are showing up to job interviews with a +1 mom or dad, and HR professionals say a growing number of parents are getting involved in their child's job searches. Some going even as far as to apply on their behalf or attend interviews. This comes as Gen Z navigates one of the toughest job markets in recent memory. A Wall Street Journal report found the trend has accelerated since the pandemic. We have more about the story on our website, ozarksfirst.com. And don't forget to download our Ozarks First Plus app. There you can find a host of shows to watch, and that includes the latest episode of our sports show, Put Me in Coach. Take a look.
We've really talked about no wrestling on this show before. I've got a little bit of background in the business.
He's got a lot, okay? Don't let him lie.
Yep. But, you know, here locally, I've done some things.
As a matter of fact, Jesse Inman, I'm getting pretty tired of you. So how about from now on, you stay behind your little news desk with your little tie and your little suit. Apologize to me. No.
Jesse Inman throwing it down over there on our Ozarks First Plus app, which you can find on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. Still to come here on Daybreak, school was just around the corner, and parents are scrambling to get everything together, how the students feel as they get the supply they need. And the latest move to avoid a government shutdown after Todd Blanche was confirmed to be the next Attorney General. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
We're all looking for ways to save and stretch that dollar.
In the Ozarks, comfort isn't seasonal, it's essential. At Patriot Heat and Air, we're here year-round, keeping families comfortable through summer heat and winter cold with expert American Standard solutions. The Patriot's about more than heating and cooling. It's about heart, hard work, dependability, and doing what's right, even when no one's watching. That's why we were honored with the Better Business Bureau's Torch Award for Ethics, because integrity matters to us, and it matters to the families we serve. Patriot quality as sure as value. Our people make the difference.
We don't want to see homeowners falling through their floors.
Certainly not.
So as the symptom goes, moisture, mildew, mold, any of that stuff.
That's bad. Wood doesn't like water. Every house that is on a crawl space needs an encapsulation.
It's so important, man. If this doesn't get done, like what happens to polite society, man?
When your flooring's in jeopardy, ain't nobody safe.
Get a free inspection from a certified expert at Foundation Recovery Systems, a Groundworks company.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Where you been, Hank?
Little field research. Show them what we got.
Check this out.
Looks like America is loving Ford quality.
And J.D. Power backs it up.
Ford is #1 in new vehicle quality, and F-Series are America's best-selling trucks.
Great deals, crazy good capability.
America, this is what summer's all about.
Get 0% APR for 36 months and $1,000 toward your down payment on select Ford vehicles, plus a complimentary maintenance plan for 2 years.
I'm Tim Hayes with Bishop & Hayes. If you are permanently injured in an accident with a semi-truck, it can affect you every day for the rest of your life. It impacts you and your family. At Bishop & Hayes, we have decades of experience handling semi-truck accidents. It's what we do every day. If you or a loved one have been injured in a semi-truck accident, call or text us at 417-222-2222, and we'll get you the answers you need.
Summertime should be fun time, and I hope it is for you and your family. You may be feeling this summer heat making you less comfortable in your home. That's probably because your windows are failing. If high gas prices are keeping you from replacing your windows, we want to help. While it's still hot and while the gas prices are still high, we're offering a permanent solution to your window needs. Right now, we're offering buy one, get one 50% off new energy efficient polymer composite windows. Click or call now.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It is the half hour of 6 o'clock here on your Monday morning. I am Stoker Wieczorek. A driver was taken to the hospital with minor injuries on Friday after a truck crashed through the front gym of a gym in Nixa. And according to the fire protection district for the town, the truck ran through a yard, struck two vehicles, and crashed into the front of XFit Gym. For more on the accident and what possibly happened, just head to the story on our website. Erica KOLR of Nixa, meanwhile, is facing multiple felony charges after investigators say 4 children were removed from her home. This was all during a domestic violence investigation that uncovered alleged child abuse, medical neglect, and severely neglected animals. For more on allegations and the conditions of KOLR's home, head over to our website. That's ozarksfirst.com. Now we want to get a check of the forecast to help you guys plan out your day. We're going to take a look here at this Beaver Lake camera here. Looks beautiful. Some ripples in the water, but nothing too crazy, Tom.
It looks good. You know what? Just a little hot and sticky, but looking at our little window to the world here, looks a lot better than it's going to feel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. More hot, summertime.
I believe
feel.
you.
And it's not just one day, right? It's like today, tomorrow, Saturday, you know, all the way through then. It's going to be hot, steamy, sunny. Looking at the Ozark Mountain Sports Complex as well this morning, things looking... Yeah, guess what? Looks good, right? It's going to be a nice summertime day for the middle part of August now. We keep rolling on in. Temperatures now in the 70s. And we had a couple 90s out there for the weekend. So our grand total so far for the year is 24, 90 or more degree days for us. Average about 36 in a year. So I think we're going to be on track for that, if not just a little bit more. We usually get about 100 or 200 degree days in a year. We haven't hit 100 degrees yet this year, and we haven't for the past 3 years. So we'll see if we can get it this year or not. Right now, there's a heat warning for the counties in purple through Wednesday, a heat advisory for the counties in orange to the south and east through Wednesday as well. It'll likely be extended into the weekend, okay, as the heat advisory. It may expire Wednesday. They'll probably reissue another one as the heat is not going to go away this week at all. A little bit of rain this morning across central Missouri. It's fading away, and we'll find this a couple times through the week, okay, especially for areas near and north of Highway 54. But generally going to keep things dry, hot, and sunny during the days for the week. All right, so rain this morning goes away, sunny and hot later today. It's not just a one-day deal. Again, it's all week long. We'll take a look at that forecast coming up.
All right, Tom, good deal. Thank you so much. And we're going to stay on temperatures here. Later in the show, we're talking about what is the best temperature to set your thermostat. Tom says he sets it at 78 degrees and is asking anybody who goes to his Facebook page about it. If you want to leave a comment, there's a chance your response could be featured at the end of our newscast here. Well, the back-to-school rush is on, with families across the metro checking off their school supply lists, with tax-free weekend now coming to an end. Parents and kids saying the shoes and backpacks are the hot items, but there's also other back-to-school tasks, including getting a haircut. And our sister station in Little Rock noting they saw plenty of smiling faces on kids heading back to the classroom. But some shoppers say the crowds made it tough to get everything on their list.
A lot of traffic. I am happy though to see a lot of kids happy, to get back in school. But the shopping, yeah, it was hell.
Parents say it was stressful, but the kids say,
I got a bunch of new stuff for school that looks awesome, and it was fun just to go shopping back to school.
And now for your morning traffic report. Thanks to our traffic cameras, we're going to take a look at US 65 and I-44. Traffic is flowing smoothly over there. Some cars moving along, but no incidents to report. Good stuff. Good start to our week. We'll keep a look at these conditions to help you guys plan out your day. We also got a traffic alert for Springfield drivers. Today, the Kansas Expressway ramp to eastbound Interstate 44 will be closed until next Monday. This is all for paving work here, and MoDOT is encouraging drivers to use alternate routes and expect possible traffic delays. Electronic message boards and work zone signs will provide updates throughout construction, and the ramp work is part of the Forward 44 Springfield Improvements Project. And here's a live look over Sturgis, South Dakota from the Kiloland live camera. The famed Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is back for its 86th year, and it kicked off on Friday and will run through this Sunday. And if you have motorcycle fever, there's a major bike rally in Branson next month. The Harley-Davidson National HOG Rally will be there September 10th through the 12th. And in Washington, D.C., the Senate confirmed Todd Blanche as the next Attorney General. The nominee narrowly secured sufficient GOP backing with a 50-49 vote. Now, this comes after making a number of promises about how he would handle his 10-year tenure as the country's top law enforcement officer.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 49. The nomination is confirmed.
And the former lawyer's confirmation comes as Louisiana Republican Senator Bill Cassidy agreed to back Blanche on Friday, saying that while Trump's pick wasn't perfect, he wasn't sure the president would select a better candidate. A bill brought by Republican Senator John Husted failed to advance early on Saturday that would require voters to show photo ID ahead of some midterm elections. The Help America Vote Act, which needed at least 60 votes to advance, narrowly missed at a 52-46 vote. The bill was an attempt to advance at least one part of the president's stricter voting requirements before the Senate's August recess.
On this vote, the yeas are 52, the nays are 46. 3/5 of the Senate duly chosen and sworn not having voted in the affirmative. The motion is not agreed to.
The full Save America Act sought by the Trump administration was set aside Friday when key Republicans agreed with Senate Majority Leader John Thune that the votes weren't there to pass it in the Senate. Meanwhile, the Senate did pass a bill to fund the government beyond the midterm elections, putting it back on the House to head off a shutdown looming for October 1st. The bill would fund federal agencies through December 11th at current levels. Senators will now head off for August recess, where they'll campaign ahead of the midterms. And we got more news to share with you, so don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. We got fun videos and other need-to-know news for you from your communities. You can find us wherever you like to scroll, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Also, don't forget to download our apps and check out our website, ozarksfirst.com. Coming up, a Central Arkansas city making the call to suspend flock cameras that read license plates, why that is, and how the community is responding. We'll see you guys in a few minutes.
When you bring a pet home, they become part of the family. When they pass, they deserve the same loving care that all your family members receive. At Cherish Pets Funeral Home and Crematory, we have set the new standard for pet aftercare with our full-service pet funeral home. We offer services ranging from true private cremations, burials, celebrations of life, pet tracking, and more, so your family can say a proper goodbye. Visit us online at cherishpetsfuneralhome.com to learn more. Cherished Pets, cherished memories.
This is Silicon Valley. It's David and Goliath, and the Goliaths protect each other.
Thanks for the advice, friend. There are no Silicon Valley law firms representing the exploited.
Are we really starting a firm?
What do you say, partner?
What now?
Now we have to defend you.
I think we've recorded enough of this.
We're just getting started.
Boo.
50% off! The Habitat for Humanity restores the thrift superstore, and now there's another reason to shop. For a limited time, 50% off all exercise equipment. Looking for something like elliptical, vélo, département, ski machine, not exercise equipment. Every visit is different because our inventory changes daily, but one thing never changes: great deals. Stop by the restore on Scenic. Every donation, every purchase helps build, repair, and revitalize homes and our community.
World class. At Shriners Children's, we're the largest network of pediatric orthopedic specialists in America, with access to the best doctors and procedures for everything from common to complex conditions. We're doing things no one else does, like leading today's research to shape tomorrow's care, redefining what kids needing care can do, and providing a world-class standard of care for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
The Fishing Report, sponsored by Marshfield Chevrolet.
Welcome back. Flock cameras are being used by thousands of police departments to track vehicles and to help solve crimes, but critics say it raises serious privacy and accountability concerns. News Nation's Bennett Haberly looks at the debate over how much surveillance is too much.
At intersections across the country, flock cameras capture the make, model, and license plate numbers of every car that drives by. Law enforcement can then store that data on average of 30 days, regardless of whether that person has committed a crime. Flock says more than 12,000 communities across the country rely on their tech, and that it's helped solve 1 million crimes, including recovering stolen cars and helping to locate thousands of missing children.
I started this company with my two co-founders because we believe that everyone has a fundamental right to be safe.
But critics of the company, like the open source website DFlock and the ACLU, say its capabilities are too far-reaching. In recent weeks, police officers in multiple states are being investigated for misuse. An officer in North Carolina lost her job after using flock data to look up her partner's ex-wife dozens of times. Her former police chief said this week other officers are also under investigation.
It's been a game changer for us, what we've been able to accomplish here. But it all goes up in smoke when you have cops like this violating the systems.
I think it's an important conversation we should have. To be clear, any level of abuse, greater than zero, of flock or any police tool is unacceptable. When you're given power, which is what we give to local law enforcement, accountability has to be there. And so as we were talking about earlier, we introduced a tool 9 years ago, an audit log. We've continued to make improvements on that.
Flock CEO says their internal auditing tool can track anytime anyone conducts a search. It's something they've upgraded in the last 4 months. But it's not the first time Flock has had to course correct. Last summer, an Illinois police department discovered that other law enforcement agencies across the country had accessed their Flock data unbeknownst to them. Flock ended up closing a backdoor loophole, but the controversy stuck.
And in response to the controversy of flock cameras, the mayor of Cabot, Arkansas, made the announcement on social media of temporarily disconnecting them. In the mayor's Facebook post, he wrote that he has always tried to provide the Cabot Police Department with as many resources as possible, and that the flock cameras have been useful in finding stolen vehicles. But others are saying good riddance to the license plate scanning cameras.
I think it's easy to abuse by the police, and they have too much power, I guess. So it's good to see them go.
The city of Cabot has 9 flock cameras in total. Friday, the police department went around town disconnecting the cameras from their solar-powered generators and covering the cameras with trash bags. Now it's time to check back in with meteorologist Tom Schmidt. I mean, there's not much more to say about this weather, Tom, other than it's going to be hot and you're going to feel it until like next week.
Oh yeah, hot and humid and mostly sunny as we go through the work week now. We'll be in the middle 90s as we go through the afternoon today. Hot, no way to get around it. A little bit of a breeze that'll help out, and occasional rain in central Missouri, but generally the hot weather taking over. We'll take a look at that forecast next.
This is Nick Bolton, and you're watching Chiefs football on Ozarks First.
Catch the game, enjoy great food, and kick back at Ebbets Field all summer long. Connect with us on social media to stay in the loop on live music and upcoming special events. Ebbets Field, great food, cold drinks, and good times. Locally world famous.
At Harry Cooper Supply, we've spent over 100 years serving hard-working Americans. Now, as we join the nation in celebrating its 250th milestone, we remain dedicated to the spirit that moves us all forward. Harry Cooper Supply, quality you can trust.
At Springfield Kia, we know summer is made for road trips, weekend getaways, and late-night drives. If you've been thinking about a new SUV, the Kia Sportage is your best option. So stop by and check one out today. And right now, you can get 0% APR financing for 48 months on a new 26 Sportage, or lease one for just $249 a month for 24 months. No hidden fees, no surprises, just straight-up savings. At Springfield Kia, we really do make it easy for you.
At Blue Current, we're built on the belief that money matters, but people matter more. We're dedicated to simplifying the complexities of banking with our local checking accounts. All 3 of our checking account options feature no monthly service fee and no minimum balance. From convenient banking options to exclusive perks, our checking accounts are designed to meet your financial needs. Whether you're looking for a simple, everyday account or one with high yield earnings, we've got you covered. Blue Current, moving you forward.
Hy-Vee Hot Deals means more savings. Just Bare chicken breast, only $4.99. General Mills cereal, $2.99 each when you buy 2. Fresh raspberries, 2 for $5. Jack's Pizza, 3 for $9. Pepsi and Coke, $5.99 each when you buy 3. And Sara Lee bread, only $2.99. The hot deals are at Hy-Vee.
Catch the game, enjoy great food, and kick back at Ebbets Field all summer long. Connect with us on social media to stay in the loop on live music and upcoming special events. Ebbets Field, great food, cold drinks, and good times. Locally world famous.
All right, folks, taking a look at Table Rock Lake this morning. Things are looking good outside. A lot of sunshine streaming in to get your Monday started and the work week started. A lot of heat and humidity on the way as well. But it looks nice. Looks great outside. 73 in Springfield, 77 in Branson, 75 in Camdenton, a warm 79 for folks up around Lake Ozark. And it's a steady south wind, about 10 miles an hour. That's helpful. We'll find a southwest breeze today, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and that'll really go a long ways towards keeping the air moving. So it's not just stagnant and stiff and sticky all the time. The humidity, though, is going to be a little higher today. Dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s, puts us in that humid to very humid category, and that's going to be the case not just for today, but also for the most of this week ahead for us. A little hot and sticky Monday through Friday. Warm and muggy out the door this morning. A few clouds by 9 o'clock, but generally going to keep things sunny as they go through the day today. 96 in Springfield for a high temperature, and we're also going to find heat index values in the low 100s through the day today. Heat advisory in the orange down to the south and east. A heat warning in the purple to the north and west. This is through Wednesday, but that's just how far out they issue these things. They'll probably issue a second one, a next one, to get us through the rest of the week, as hot weather is not going to be going away. Now this morning, something else that's going to happen this week is rain and storms. We've had a few rain and storms already across parts of central Missouri. Those have rumbled on through. They're starting to wrap up now, but areas north of Highway 54 did have some rain earlier on. Now they're starting to fade off and lift off to the north and east. And we're going to find that several times during the week, okay? Generally expecting it to happen overnights in the mornings, not necessarily during the daytime. But there will be periods of rain to take care of in northern and northeastern Missouri, and at times that rain will try to break into or dip into parts of central Missouri. Generally going to keep things north of Highway 54, draw a line from Nevada to Rolla, and generally north of there. but might find a shower or two this week, the next 7 days, try to come into central Missouri. Otherwise, hot weather, the sunny weather, large and in charge. For today, 96 degrees in Springfield, maybe close to 100 degrees to the west and southwest. Again, some rain to the northeast, but that's going away, so we're clearing that out now. Tonight, middle 70s, 75 in Springfield, mainly clear for the skies, a little muggy out there too. Tomorrow, 97, a little warmer for your Tuesday. Tuesday night, middle to upper 70s and even some low 80s to the west and northwest. Wednesday, hotter still, a couple hundreds thrown in there off to the west and northwest. 97 and sunny for us here in Springfield, though, for your Wednesday. And that just keeps on coming. Get a little warmer, actually. 98s lining up for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll probably get close to 100. We will find a couple hundreds out there this week. In Springfield, it'll be close. It'll be close.
I was just going to ask you about that, Tom. I was saying, like, the question is, does Springfield get 100 degrees? Because that's where, like, a lot of our population is, or maybe, like, south of us in Branson.
Yeah, that's right. This area is kind of the population center, Springfield to Branson area. Haven't gotten to 100 degrees yet. Branson has. Springfield is not. It'll be close. You know, it all kind of depends on what happens today.
Yeah.
We're going for 96. If we end up being 97 today, then it's like, well, it might have to bump those numbers up later in the week.
Yeah, at least it's not that temperature at night. That would be dreadful.
Oh my gosh. Ooh,
that would be horrible.
Still warm at night, but not crazy warm.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm impressed how much you've been able to really like line out the 7-day. But hey.
I know it's easy this time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, look at this. A Mamel football player got a shocking surprise on Thursday when he found a venomous snake in his helmet during practice. The player felt movement after warm-ups and brought the helmet to a coach who quickly called for help. Kevin Mamel Animal Services responded and found a cottonmouth hiding under the helmet padding. The snake was removed and relocated, and the player was given a new helmet to finish practice. I'd want a new helmet too. I wouldn't want to touch that helmet after a snake was in it.
Yeah, leave those alone. Cottonmouths, that's one of the venomous snakes that lives around here.
Yeah, I was thinking, I know Carissa doesn't like sharks. I wonder, I forget if she said anything about snakes.
I would say probably not a fan.
No, yeah, I would probably agree. Because snakes, you know, they'll bite you, and like sharks, well, of course, sharks are a little bigger than snakes depending on how you, and how you go.
Yeah, right.
But, I mean, some snakes can get huge, though.
They can, yeah. I think around here, the bigger snakes you're going to find are like your king snake and your black snake.
Okay.
Those will get like 5-6 feet. Maybe close to 7 feet.
Okay,
But they're non-venomous, those two species.
Thank goodness.
Venomous ones are like rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, copperheads. There's a couple species of rattlesnakes around here.
Yeah, something to keep a watch for.
Yeah, so just be mindful of.
Exactly. All right, well, speaking of things inside where you wouldn't expect, this new billboard in Los Angeles is turning heads. A man is living inside a furnished billboard in West Hollywood, and the stunt is to promote the new Netflix movie, The Last House, which is out now. The installation is intended to recreate the premise of the movie, in which a family of 4 becomes trapped inside its home, now while struggling to survive as food and other resources dwindle. That's an interesting movie, in my opinion, but
yeah,
I thought that was
is.
cool.
Now, obviously, the movie's not about a billboard, but they're in their house. This is kind of an interesting idea, I guess. How long is he in there for? Is it just like a couple hours, or is he actually in there for a couple of days?
Do they switch people out? Like, or they gotta give this guy enough food. That way they don't get like in trouble legally for like, hey, we're not feeding
well,
this guy.
sure, yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking it's gotta be just for a couple hours a night, maybe.
Yeah.
That he's actually in there, but I don't know.
You know, and hey, how much does he get paid? I have a lot of questions when it comes to an advertisement like this. How creative?
I know, very creative. And you know what? There's probably a line out the door. A lot of struggling actors out there in LA.
Yeah.
They're all hoping to get on the billboard.
You know, that probably is true, you know, an acting job. There you go.
Yeah.
Somewhat easy, I would think, at least. I don't know. All right, well, here's a trend some people just can't stand, but everyone's doing it. We're talking about restaurants, cafes, and bakeries using AI-generated images of food on their menus and promotional materials. One customer wrote on Instagram, quote, "Can someone please tell restaurants that even the blurriest picture of their food is 1 billion times more appetizing than AI? We can all tell it's AI." That's an end quote there. But the reason why these places use these pics It's cheaper, of course. Interesting, right? But they're quickly learning that pics of AI food is a huge turnoff.
I agree.
I understand. You know, with the... I mean, it could be cheaper in energy. I mean, not by much, but over time, if you just took a picture of a customer's food and then just said, okay, well, we have a list of stuff to check off. I think I mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're really concerned about cost-wise, you don't want to just make food to throw it away. It's like, well, then just snap a picture of it before it goes out to the dining area.
Exactly, or make it like one of your lunches, you know, like, hey, I want to try something new. Well, we have
something
this to
like
check
that.
off.
Yeah, and it is kind of a turn-off, right? I mean, like, can you really just not, like, you're a restaurant.
Yes.
I want to see the actual real food I'm going to be eating, not some fake, you know, you said facade earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Some made-up food.
Facade, yeah, I guess so, right? All right. Well, the world's largest annual gathering of twins wrapped up over the weekend. Twins from all over the country and even the world gathered in Twinsburg, Ohio for the 51st Twin Days Festival. What started as a modest celebration now welcomes more than 2,000 sets of twins each year. I wonder what, the big milestones of this would be like. I'm sure there'd be a lot more people.
Oh,
yeah. Than even the 2,000 or a couple thousand that we were seeing there.
That's crazy. Are you a twin?
I'm not.
Okay, neither am I. We got a couple around here, though. Jamie Warner is a twin.
That I didn't know.
He's got a twin.
One of our photographers is a twin, too, I believe.
Yes.
Jackson. Yeah.
Okay, is Jackson a twin?
Oh, Carly.
Carly's
She just
a twin?
was in our ear. She told us she's a twin, too. She's our producer.
Okay.
We got a
No
lot of
wonder
twins
she's
here.
different from day to day.
That's really cool. Yeah. I think you know what? I feel like I may have forgotten about Carly having a twin, but at the same time, like, I kind of remember it. That's so cool.
I don't know.
And Michael McLaughlin, one of our reporters, he also has a twin.
He's a twin, too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Several of them.
Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, the pros and cons, right? All right, stay with us. We're going to be right back here for a final check of things, and then we'll see you.
In Washington, information is power. Get it here with The Hill Insider, the brand new digital subscription from The Hill. Join thousands of other readers who trust The Hill for nonpartisan politics and policy news as they take you deeper than ever. Get direct access to the conversations shaping Washington with premium content, members-only briefings, and exclusive reporting from the inside. Because before it's news, it's in The Hill Insider. Join today.
At Acura Springfield, our vehicles are crafted with precision and designed for purpose. They are built for those who expect more because true luxury isn't loud. Lease a 2026 Acura MDX technology all-wheel drive for just $399 a month for 36 months and enjoy a premium driving experience. Perfect for both daily commutes and weekend adventures. So come by the dealership or check us out online at Acura Springfield. Luxury starts here.
Having ugly seams all over your house is the only option for most homeowners. These leaky gaps become real problems over time. Our siding is seamless and beautiful. So here's the deal. As unused materials are brought back from job sites, we end up with lots of shorter pieces of siding in our warehouse. If you'll let us use those shorter pieces of siding instead of recycling them, we promise only 1 or 2 seams on the back of your home. You'll save a whopping 30%. And if you get windows too, you save even more. Click.
During the final days of the back-to-school sale at Furniture Row, every sofa, dining group, and bed is on sale. So outfitting your off-campus studio or secluded study nook is elementary. Find sofas with contemporary elegance and lasting value, to clean lines and Italian leather. Shop dining with modern style and space-saving design, to classic charm with contemporary silhouettes. Affordable beds and versatile rustic comfort, to space-saving bunk beds and dove gray finish. Score the Colorado Twin for only $149.99 or Summit Twin for only $199.99. The back-to-school sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
All right, guys, now we're going to check out your responses on what is the best temperature to set your thermostat up. And if you're crazy about setting it to 78, I don't think so. I think it's a whole, I think it's subjective.
It's all right. Yeah, it kind of depends on how it feels. I said earlier, I've been in places where it's 80 degrees and it feels warm and sticky. 78, my place is just fine. Here's a comment from Sergeant J. Jeffries, 78 day temp in my apartment and 75, 76 at night. Several people have mentioned that. But he says he stays outside on my porch on my bikes or the pool. I despise getting addicted to the AC. Yeah, why move into the
same as Tom.
20th.
Same as you, Tom.
Yeah.
You know, I would consider bringing it up a few degrees, though.
You think so? Well, it cuts back on your energy costs.
Yes.
As well, a little bit.
That's
okay,
good.
next up.
Donna Tatum. Okay, she says, wow, I sweat in 78, so that would be a no for me. 69 to 70 in the day, and then 67 to 68 to sleep. I feel that. It's comfortable stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Do you do that? Some people have mentioned they turn it down at night.
Little bit.
Down at night a little bit.
We got to wrap things up here. Unscripted's next. We'll see you soon.
Have you been hurt? Call Dan the Man. Calling the wrong attorney could cost you everything. Don't risk your future. Call Dan the Man at Deputy in Mizell.
Marshfield Chevrolet is proud to celebrate 100 years in business, serving generations of drivers with hometown values and trusted service. Thank you for being part of our story. Marshfield Chevrolet, driving you forward since 1926.
At Schuber Mitchell, we're building new construction homes that blend classic masonry exteriors with elevated, luxurious interiors, all at an affordable price. We take pride in our simple, transparent process, which makes buying your dream home easier than ever. Our floor plans range between a cozy 1,200 square foot cottage to a spacious 3,000 square foot home. We can help you find that perfect place where you and your whole family will love coming home.
We don't think about water, we just turn on the tap.
Or when we brush our teeth, make coffee, or put our kids to bed. But for millions of families around the world, it's all they think about.
They think about where to find it, if it's safe, and how the water they're drinking might affect their health. I've seen firsthand how WorldServe is making a difference in the developing world, bringing clean water into communities and changing families' lives.
Give today and change someone's life forever with the gift of clean water.
What happens when you throw out the script and turn up the fun?
Oh, this is cool.
Join Maddie Conklin, Tom Turton, and Jeremy Rabe for conversations, creations, and a variety of fun. Oh! Watch Unscripted weekday mornings on Ozarks First.
Injured on the job? Call Dan the Man. Hiring the wrong attorney could cost you everything. Don't risk your future. Call Dan the Man at Deputy in Mizell.
Trumpets on this Monday as we welcome you to CBS Mornings. I'm Gail Kane.
I'm Vladimir Gutierrez. And I'm Nate Burleson.
Ahead, we've got the latest on those brutal fires out west, plus the expanding food recall linked to stomach illness. Not good. But first, here's today's eye-opener. It's your world in 90 seconds. Firefighters struggle as wildfires explode in the West, including in Canada, where tens of thousands have been forced from their homes.
And I know there's a lot of people who aren't sure whether they have a home to come home to or whether they're going to be able to inhabit it anytime soon.
Charges are filed after a boat capsizes in New York, killing a mother and a child.
Good Samaritans heroically pulled 11 survivors out of the water.
Jury selection begins for the man accused in the killing of rapper Tupac Shakur 3 decades ago.
It's very difficult to prosecute a decades-old crime.
Hundreds of thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes as Typhoon Dolphin makes landfall on China's east coast.
Cunningham up ahead of the field, waves it in, plus the foul.
After Dejanay Carrington was ejected for that foul, she posted on social media, white privilege.
Just like that, another basketball play became a culture war argument.
2 balls and a strike to the leadoff and Finley Bevan. Bevan towards left. Parker Mortensen makes the grab, and dreams of a championship have come true for North Carolina.
Let that celebration begin for the Queens of the Little League Softball World Series.
North Carolina wins 2-0. They are the champs.
What are you most proud of?
Just how they all stuck together after